What's happening, everybody? What's happening? What happened? He said, not even what's happening. What happened? Look. All right, so today, let's talk a little bit. Y'all got a minute? If you ain't got a minute, cut the video off and go somewhere else and waste a minute. But today we're going to talk about how to get your ear natural again. And a lot of people want to hear that. Well, what do you mean getting your ear natural again? Well, right now our ears are so hi-fi that we don't know what natural bass sounds like unless we're an upright player. If we're an upright player, then we know what natural bass sounds like. This is a 1966 Fender P bass. Ain't nothing in it. Just a regular PP, just a regular PP. Just a regular P pickup in it. And, you know, basically there's nothing hi-fi done to it. It's just a regular bass. It's what a regular piece should sound like in the 1966. All right, so look. Is it good to go back and get your ear retoned? Of course, absolutely. Absolutely. Because right now everything is fried high. Okay? That's my opinion of everything has a preamp in it, and everything has to have a twist and a clip in it, and twang twang. If you got twang twang. All right, so basically, when you come back to this girl, there's no twang twang. All right, you can put like rotor sounds on it, and it'll twang twang a little bit on the top, just a little bit. But basically, you're gonna hear real bass coming out of this. Now, why should we go back? Oh, it's easy. It's easy. Because you retrain your ear, all right, for the natural note. The natural note. If, like I said, if you're an upright player, you good to go. Because to me, upright players have a natural ear. And they hear natural bass. Natural notes. Natural what a bass should sound like. Naturally. Naturally. All right, so here's my suggestion to what I think young bass players and old should do. Go back and get you something natural, all right? If you can afford it, go back and get you an old jazz or old P bass. And don't do anything to it. Now, you can put your little rotor sounds and stuff on it, but that bass is going to do exactly what it was designed to do. Sound like bass. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what bass you got in your hand, your main purpose is to play bass. But nowadays, you know, a bass player's out in the front. I'm a front man. Yes, I am. Thank you. And so I want my bass to sound good. Everybody wants their bass to sound good. But I think nowadays we losing the natural. Because everything is so high fidelity. I couldn't say that word 5 minutes ago, but now I just said it. Thank you, here. All right, so my suggestion is go back and get you an old bass if you can afford it. You know, a lot of us younger generation, our dads and granddads had these basses laying around in the closet. You wouldn't touch them because they was ugly and they don't sound worth nothing to you. But to everybody in the 50s and 60s and 70s, it was the bread and butter, meat and potatoes. All right, so I don't want, you know, basically to my newcomers, I don't want you guys to get away from this. I know that there's some amazing bass luthiers out there. I can name 100,000 of them. I'll just name a couple of them right now. Like Federa and Muck basses and Signor basses and MTDs and Ken Smiths. Yeah! And there's bass mods. They making stuff. And then there's 100,000 other basses out there. Even my bass, I make basses too. But listen, what I'm saying in a nutshell is though, go back and get you something old because you don't want to ever lose your real ear. You know, your real ear. I'm talking about the real ear where you hear a real note. Now, basses are so fast that you can hear the note, but by the time you hear it, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? With the old stuff, it lingers around. You play a note and it's there. You can actually hear the note and it won't go nowhere. It'll lingle around. Look, lingle around. Look, lingle around. So my opinion is nothing wrong with hi-fi basses. There's nothing wrong with them. They're fast. They're loud. They're clean. They're clear. They're articulate. But these right here, when you come back home to this, you have to play. What did I just say? You have to play because there's no preamp in it, and you have to go and dig for what you want to hear. That is the law right there, baby. That's the law. This is the law right here. So this year, it's a new year, and my personal opinion for myself, I didn't say anybody else, is that I'm going back home. I'm going back home to the old stuff. Now, it could mean my old P bass, yes, definitely. My old jazz basses, yes, definitely. My old Music Mans, yes, definitely. Anything that's vintage, my personal opinion is I'm going back to. But I'm gonna start playing this a lot more, and my jazz a lot more, because I want to get that natural back in my ear. So when I do hear it on an active bass, I know what I'm hearing, although it's there in the left already. And a lot of you don't understand. What do you mean you hit it in the left already? See, on this bass here, if you hit a note on this bass, it lingers. It lingers. And it sounds like it's out of tune. But the bass lingers. Because it's cold in here, y'all, in case y'all didn't know. When you hit a note on this bass, it stays. What's happened to the tuner? Okay, when you hit a note on this bass, it stays around. It doesn't go anywhere. And that's what you want. I'm tuning up, make sure, because I know you guys with perfect pitches like, dude, that bass ain't tuned. You're right, it wasn't tuned. The weather's changing in here. It wasn't tuned. You know, people with perfect pitch, they're funny. Because they're the type of people you talking to like, I can't keep talking to you because you're talking out of tune. I can't stand to talk to you and listen to you. You're talking out of tune. You're supposed to be in A flat. So, there we go. So listen, like if I hit a note, okay, that note lingers around. You know why? I mean, if you hit it on an active bass, it'll linger around. But it's so fast that you miss the quality, the deep quality of that note. See, to me, that sounds dirty. That note sounds dirty. You know why? Because it's original. All right, so listen. In a nutshell, if you got an old bass around the house, make yourself play it. Our old bass, I mean, not particularly, you don't have to get in the 60s and 70s. You know, if you want to get, I suggest you do get in there because that's when Leo was making natural basses. All right, 60s and 70s and stuff like that. Don't do anything to it. Just set yourself down maybe once a week and play an old passive bass, and sit down there and listen to it, and listen to it, and listen to it, and try to figure out how to get your ear back to the old stuff. All right, and I'm telling you, if you really learn your tonation on an old bass, when you get to your new bass, although it be quicker, you know that tone means something, and you know that note meant something back in the day. That make any sense? It don't? Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll get it on the way home. So all I'm saying is, this year, to all you new cats, you know, don't get away from homegrown. This is homegrown. Don't get away from that. There's nothing wrong with buying your active new basses. There's nothing wrong with it. They're, like I said, they're faster, they're quicker, and they talk louder. And they respond quicker. Okay? So, you know, with these here, you hear the note. You hear the note. Listen to Jocko stuff. I mean, listen to this stuff. His stuff is really, it's really old. But all all the new cats are playing Jocko stuff on the new basses, and they sound a lot quicker. But if you get on an old bass or old jazz, like Jocko had, 70s jazz or 60s jazz, that your impression of him will be more like him. Does that make any sense? So I ain't gonna waste no more of your time, because I'm in a Hobo Depot and I can rattle on all day long. And you can listen and you cannot listen. And someone can make sense and someone cannot make sense. But until you get your ear back to the natural, you're missing. That's just my opinion. You're missing the quality of a real, true sounding bass. I'm not saying you have to go get a P bass. I'm not saying you have to go get a jazz bass. I'm just saying you have to go get an old bass. Go get an old bass and hear the difference. Shada Kaka, Johnny Lee Long in the Hobo Depot. Love you guys. Peace out.